I spent 3 days directing Diana Rigg, and it was absolutely brutal.
Fludded.
Hello, it's Craig. Welcome to Fludded. This is the second video I'm making of many, talking about the various celebrities I've worked with, both difficult and brilliant. And this time round, I'm going to talk about Diana Rigg. I was working on a show called Celebrity Antiques Road Trip. And I've never been allowed to tell you about this before because they would never employ me again. And you can rest assured, they will never employ me again after I tell you this story. You know, I'm super familiar with Diana Rigg's work. She's amazing. Everything she's done is just, you know, she's a legend. And when I heard that she was coming on the show and I was going to be working with her, I was kind of a little bit scared because as far as I'm concerned, this is, you know, Hollywood level celebrity. And she arrived on location and immediately was shouting and yelling and doing all sorts of things. And I was like, oh, no. And she was like totally in charge of everything. Wherever she goes, Diana Rigg's in charge. That's all you got to learn from working with her. So we kind of spent the day together, and sometimes I will just like knuckle down and it won't be too close a relationship. I'm the sort of person who likes to I've seen directors be really creepy and overly sycophantic to celebs, and that's not the way to go. They want to be able, they don't like it. I've found most celebs don't like, they want to be treated like they're part of what this is work, and you're reacting to them like you're working together. So that's kind of what I do. There was one point where Diana was really getting into what she had to do, which was to find some antiques to sell and make a profit on. And she was really into it. She loved it. And so into it was she that it became very difficult to manage. She had a whistle at one point, and the sort of the antiques expert who she'd been sort of appointed to, if she was at one end of like the whatever area it was, maybe a warehouse full of antiques, all you'd hear is this whistle, and it's like a dog whistle, and she would be whistling for the antiques expert to come and help her. Obviously, poor chap was like, didn't love it. He didn't love it, and to be fair, we kind of made fun of it on the show, which was nice because I was interviewing him at one point, and all you heard in the distance is this whistle. It's like, oh, he's like, I better go. It's quite fun. But also, there was one point where I managed to, well, I caught her out, basically. I caught her being highly critical of me because if you don't know, the way these shows are shot is the person doing the cameras, they're called self-shooting PDs. They do the camera, they have headphones on, monitoring the radio mics, one in each ear probably, and they can hear the radio mics of all the people who are wearing them. And I had one on the expert and one on Diana Rigg, and I could hear everything they were saying. So it's always interesting wandering away to go and get, you know, put the camera on the legs to do a wide shot or something. I can listen to them talking. So we were filming at a museum, and I was filming an exit sequence. Now, an exit sequence for me is like I'll do a wide shot of them coming through the doors so I can see like the doors of the building. And then I might change the lens and do like a close mid shot of them coming through the doors. And then I'll go all the way back and do a big wide shot with the whole museum and then walking over the bridge at the front of it or something like that. 3 shots usually. So I did the first 2 shots, and Diana Rigg, I did the first sort of widest shot of the doors, and she came out linking arms with the expert, like doing a kind of like we're off to see the wizard type thing. And I was like, oh, that's good, that's fun. And then I said, right, guys, just gonna have to do that again. I'm gonna and she's like looking at me. What? That was all right. What was wrong with that? She said, was there something wrong with it? She said. I said, no, we need to do it again though, because I need to get different shot size and stuff. And she was like, what? She didn't get it, and they went back inside, and then I changed the lens. I did it again. She came out, and they did it again, but she was kind of like not putting so much into it because I don't think she understood what the earth I was doing. And I hadn't twigged, to be fair, that she didn't understand. So while I was walking away to do the super wide shot, I heard her talking to the expert, and she said, you know what? I don't think he's got a clue what he's doing. I was like walking with my back to them. I could hear them. I was like, uh-oh, okay. And I've had this once before, heard mumblings from presenters. So I turned around and said, let's just everyone take 5 minutes because there's a little team there. I'll just go and talk to Dan and help. And so I went up to her. I was kind of annoyed actually because, but it's not really annoying. I shouldn't really be listening to what they're saying. I shouldn't be able to hear what they're saying, but she forgot she had the mic on and I could hear it. And I went up to her and said, Dana, your mic is in my, I can hear everything you two guys are saying. She was mortified. She was mortified. She was looking at me speechless. And I said, look, we have to do these three. And I stopped to just explain it to her. She went, oh no, it's fine. I'm sure you know what you're doing. Oh, pardon me. That's thank you, Steve, for subscription. I have to turn that down. I don't know how to. Anyway. I was like, that's all right. Another one. I'm sorry. Thank you, Tokyo, Alex. I'll say. And it was kind of like I was like, but it's so stressful doing everything. You're directing them. You are operating the camera, making sure it's all right. You've got a team who are like looking for stuff to do. You've got the people who run the property talking to you. And you've got a lot to do. And you got the physicality of it as well, moving the legs about and the camera about. And sometimes it's easy just to do it all yourself. So there was that. And that was absolute. And I was like, we're not gonna be getting on for the rest of the day now. Because I thought after I'd said what I said and explained it to her and stopped everyone just to explain it to her, I think she felt like, well, this guy's an absolute. I hate him. And I was like. I'm fed up with you too. So, it was like such a mismatch, and we were kind of like. But I stood up to her a little bit. I was like, because she was kind of saying stuff that's like she just, it's not nice. And I just went up and just confronted her on it. I said, look, no, we can't be doing this. We got this job to do. These are the shots we're doing. I'm doing them because I know I need to do them. We need the shots. We have to do it. And I'm really sorry. It's a pain because you're doing the same thing over and over again. But you're doing it really well, and I just have to do it. I'm really sorry. And she's like doing this at me. And it kind of like was all right after that. She wasn't saying much when I wasn't there. She knew this mic was listening to everything. But the day got better and better and better. The whistling stopped, and she was still. She became part of the team in a way, and it was kind of. I went from like loathing to loving because we stopped for lunch, and now I wasn't aware at that point because I'm not somebody who was watching Game of Thrones, and she was in Game of Thrones when we were working with her, and we were sat down in the break together, and I said to her, look, and I thought I better calm things down. It's just me and her sat at a table opposite each other. She was munching away, looking at me. She was very much in control. Actors are so good at this. Looking at me like expectantly, like what are you going to talk about with me now? And what I liked was we'd sort of swept away all the media nonsense, all the mwah and all that. We were just like two people working together in the day, and she was getting lots of attention from people around the cafe, and we were just chatting. And I said, "So tell me about working on Game of Thrones. I've not seen it. What do you do in it, and what's that like?" And she said, "It's all right. I play this." The mother of some character. I was like, she was really, just like not bothered about it. And I says, oh, right, well, what's it like? Because you must, you're in like season 8 or something, aren't you? I don't know what season you're in, but there's been loads of seasons before. And I understand that show's got lots of story and intertwining stories and lots of like odd names and stuff, and characters and creatures and things. How are you coping when you're given lines? Do you understand why you're saying what you're saying and who you're talking about when you're saying them and all that? How do you understand what the relationship to all the other characters? And she said, Craig, I go in the morning, I say my lines, and I f*** off. I couldn't stop laughing. The brutal honesty of her, and I fell in love with her that very moment. I just thought she was the best, and I think just from being possibly like this is not going to go well because I don't like all the celebby stuff. I don't do it. I'm not interested. I don't care who they are. You're as important to this team as the runner, and I don't care about pay packets. I don't care about how famous you are. We're all the same. We're doing a job. And she just knocked it out of the park with me. She would never say that if there was like punters about. And it was just awesome. Jesus. Thank you, Nah. So it was absolutely fantastic and just a brilliant day and highly recommended, and so desperately sad when she died. And her daughter is in The Detectorists, and Dana Rigg was also in The Detectorists, one of my favorite shows. And I just think just like one of the best human beings I've ever met, and a huge honor. And I'm so glad that I had that very arced experience with her. Superb.